Did you know that the #1 reason many people over 60 wake up tired, forgetful, or even emotionally drained has nothing to do with age or illness? It's not dementia. It's not depression. It's something far more subtle. And it starts the moment you close your eyes. Every night, your brain enters a repair mode. But here's the truth. Most doctors forget to say, if you go to bed the wrong way, without giving your brain what it needs, it can't clean itself. It can't store memories. And over time, that gentle forgetfulness, it grows into something scarier. In Japan, one of the world's oldest doctors, a man over 100 still practicing, said something I'll never forget. The way you end your day is the way your brain begins the next. And that one sentence changed everything for me. Because you see, growing older doesn't mean growing foggy. Aging is natural, but losing your spark, your memory, your ability to think clearly, that's not fate. That's often neglect. Quiet, unintentional, but fixable neglect. So in this video, I want to gently walk you through 5 simple bedtime habits that could protect your brain, restore your memory, and help you sleep not just longer, but deeper and better. These aren't magic tricks. They're quiet rituals backed by real science and ancient wisdom. And they've helped thousands of older adults feel sharp and strong again. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why so many seniors struggle with brain fog, and how just one small change tonight could start reversing it. Now, if anything I say today resonates with you, leave me a comment below. I read everyone. And if you'd like to get more warm, practical health tips like this, go ahead and subscribe to the Health 365 channel. It means a lot to us, and we've got plenty more in store. All right, let me take you to where it all begins. And no, it's not in a bottle of pills or a gym membership. It starts right in your kitchen, with what you eat before bed. It's easy to think that skipping food before bed is the healthy thing to do. After all, so many diets tell you not to eat late. But the truth is, for people over 60, going to bed with an empty stomach might be one of the quietest ways we harm our brains without knowing it. You see, as we age, our brain's metabolism changes. It becomes more sensitive to fasting, especially overnight. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that extended nightly fasting in older adults led to higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and lower glucose availability, meaning the brain didn't have the fuel it needed to repair or store memory during sleep. In simple terms, it's like asking your brain to run a marathon with no water or shoes. Let me tell you about Mr. Yamamoto, a 74-year-old retired school principal in Japan. He was always sharp, loved crosswords, rarely missed a detail. But after following some Western weight loss advice, no food after 6 p.m., he began forgetting names, misplacing things, even waking up feeling groggy. His doctor, the legendary Dr. Hinohara, gently suggested a small change: warm tofu broth before bed. Nothing fancy, just gentle protein, warmth, and a moment of calm. Within weeks, Mr. Yamamoto's clarity returned. His wife noticed he was more present again. That's the power of a properly nourished brain. So what can you do tonight? Start small. About an hour before bed, prepare something easy to digest: a cup of warm miso soup with soft tofu, or a soft boiled egg with a few steamed greens. Avoid anything cold, sugary, or heavy. The goal isn't to eat more, it's to eat smart. This tiny act becomes a message to your nervous system. You're safe. You can rest now. And once you've fed your brain, the next step is even quieter, but just as powerful. Let's talk about the breath. Most people don't think about their breath. It just happens. But after 60, The way you breathe before bed can shape how deeply your brain rests, repairs, and remembers. You might be surprised to hear this, but your brain actually listens to your lungs. The rhythm of your breath sends signals that either say, "We're in danger," or "You can relax now." Let me explain. When we're stressed, even just quietly overthinking, we tend to breathe short and shallow. This keeps the nervous system in a state called sympathetic mode, or what doctors call fight or flight. But for your brain to clean itself at night, it needs the opposite, the parasympathetic mode, also known as rest and digest. A 2018 study in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience showed that just 5 minutes of slow, controlled breathing, specifically exhaling longer than you inhale, can increase parasympathetic activity, reduce cortisol levels, and improve heart rate variability, a key marker for better sleep and memory consolidation. In simpler words, your breath is like a light switch. Slow it down, and the body shifts into healing. I once spoke with a widowed gentleman named Robert. He was 78, healthy in body, but troubled by sleeplessness and constant mental fatigue. He told me, "My body is tired, but my mind won't stop spinning." I taught him a simple breathing technique used in Japanese heart practice. Inhale gently for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6. Do it for 5 minutes, sitting or lying in bed, eyes closed, hand on belly. Within 2 weeks, he reported sleeping deeper and waking up clearer. His words were, "It feels like my brain finally knows it can rest." So tonight, after your light snack, sit in a quiet room. Place one hand on your belly. Breathe in gently, then breathe out even more slowly. Do this for just 5 minutes. Let each breath feel like a soft wave telling your brain, "You're safe, you're loved, you can let go." And when your breath begins to calm your thoughts, the space around you begins to matter more than you realize. Let's talk about creating a peaceful sleep environment. You can eat the right food. You can breathe the right way. But if your environment still shouts daytime, your brain won't believe it's time to rest. One of the most overlooked secrets to preserving brain strength after 60 is this: your surroundings must whisper peace as you prepare for sleep. Let me explain why. The brain responds to external signals, light, sound, even temperature, just as much as it responds to thoughts or nutrition. Your body has something called a circadian rhythm, basically your internal clock. But here's the thing. This clock doesn't run on time. It runs on cues. A study published in the Journal of Neuroscience in 2017 found that exposure to bright artificial light just 30 minutes before sleep suppressed melatonin production by up to 50%, delaying the onset of deep sleep and interrupting memory consolidation. And it's not just about light. Noise, clutter, even a loud TV in another room can keep your brain in a state of low-level alertness, unable to fully drop into its healing cycle. Let me tell you about Mrs. Laney, a 69-year-old painter I once met. She had a lovely home, but never realized how overstimulating her evenings were. TV blaring, phone in hand, scrolling news until the minute she turned out the light. She thought she had insomnia. But after making one change, turning off screens 45 minutes before bed and lighting a simple candle while reading poetry, her sleep transformed. "It's like my brain finally exhaled," she told me. And her creativity returned too. Tonight, try this. Dim the lights an hour before bed. If possible, light a candle instead of using overhead lights. Open a window slightly to let fresh air in. Put your phone away, not beside the bed, but outside the room. Read something calming, maybe a spiritual passage or a few pages of a story you love. Even silence can be soothing when it's chosen. And when your space begins to feel like a sanctuary, there's one more quiet step you can take to deepen the peace. Not outside, but within. Let's talk about gratitude. There's something quietly powerful about ending your day with gratitude. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Just a moment, a pause, a whisper to yourself that says, "Today may not have been perfect, but there was still something good." And here's what's fascinating. Science agrees. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion. It's medicine for your brain. A groundbreaking study from the Journal of Applied Psychology, Health and Well-Being found that people who wrote down just 3 things they were grateful for each night before bed not only slept longer, but experienced deeper, more restful sleep. Another study from UC Davis revealed that daily gratitude practice led to improved mood, reduced inflammation, and even stronger memory function, especially in older adults. Why does it work? Because when you focus on what went right, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the same chemicals that support learning, memory, and emotional regulation. It's like giving your mind a warm bath before it drifts off to sleep. Let me share a story. Mr. Patel, 81, once told me he had trouble falling asleep because his thoughts raced every night, worrying about the past, the future, his health, the world. I gave him a notebook and one instruction. Write down 3 simple things each night that made you smile, even if they feel small. A week later, he called and said, "I don't know what changed, but my mind is quieter. I even remembered my granddaughter's birthday without anyone reminding me." So, here's your invitation. Before bed tonight, sit for just 2 minutes. Take a pen, open a notebook, and write down 3 things you're thankful for. A warm cup of tea, a kind word from someone, the comfort of your pillow. It doesn't matter how big or small. What matters is that you shift your mind from pressure to peace. Because when you give your brain the gift of safety and appreciation, it opens up, like a flower at dusk. And once that emotional rhythm is in place, there's one final piece that brings it all together. A deeper kind of timing your brain has been waiting for. Let's talk about rhythm. There's something your body loves even more than good food, deep breathing, or gratitude. It loves rhythm, predictability, a quiet, steady beat. It can follow day after day. That's how your internal clock, your circadian rhythm, knows when to heal, when to rest, and when to protect. The brain doesn't just operate on thoughts, it operates on timing. And when your bedtime routines are all over the place, one night dinner at 6, the next at 9, sometimes a book, sometimes a screen, your brain gets confused. It doesn't know when to enter repair mode. It stays in a holding pattern. A study published in Sleep Medicine Reviews in 2019 showed that older adults with irregular sleep-wake schedules had significantly lower cognitive performance, especially in memory tasks, compared to those who kept consistent routines. The difference wasn't diet. It wasn't medication. It was rhythm. I once spoke with Ms. Clara, 76, a retired nurse who prided herself on flexibility, but she couldn't understand why her memory felt foggy, even though she was eating well and exercising. After journaling her evenings for a week, she noticed something. Every night was different. Dinner at random times, sometimes skipping her routine altogether. Once she started winding down at the same time every evening, same light meal, same stretches, same quiet book. Something remarkable happened. "My mornings feel sharper," she said, "like my brain finally knows when to rest." Here's a gentle challenge for you. For the next 7 nights, try this. Have your light snack around the same time each evening. Do your breathing practice at the same place in your home. Choose one quiet ritual, maybe lighting a candle or reading a poem, and do it in the same order. You're not building a prison of habit. You're building a rhythm your brain can trust. And when your body trusts the rhythm, healing becomes easier. Memory becomes stronger. Sleep becomes deeper. And now that we've walked through these small but powerful habits together, let me leave you with something to carry into the night. So much of growing older is about letting go, of roles we once had, of speed, of certain certainties. But one thing we don't have to let go of is clarity. The ability to wake up feeling present, to remember the name of a song we loved, to walk into a room and know why we came. And as we've seen, it doesn't take something big or expensive, just a few small steps, done with care, nourishing your brain before sleep, breathing deeply so it knows it's safe, creating peace in your space, choosing gratitude over worry, and honoring rhythm, the quiet beat of healing. You don't need to be perfect, just gentle, just consistent. And with time, your brain will reward you, not with brilliance perhaps, but with steadiness, calm, the kind of clarity that lets you remember your stories and still write new ones. If this video spoke to you in any way, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below, even just one word that describes how you're feeling right now. And if you want more videos like this, filled with calm, wisdom, and care, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to Health 365. Because taking care of your health doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can be as soft as breath and as steady as rhythm. Sleep well tonight, and let your mind remember that it is not fading. It is simply waiting to be nourished.